Hey everyone, Terry Hansen with Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care. We're a locally owned dog training and pet sitting company here in Gwinnett County. We've been in business for going on 9 years now, and we've served a lot of happy clients both through dog training and pet sitting services that we offer. And I get a lot of questions as a dog trainer, a lot of same questions from folks about general topics in training. From people and clients, and I thought it might be helpful to post those answers in video format so that we could reach more people and help more people in their homes. And so what I thought we'd do is have Training Tip Tuesday. This is episode number 1. We're going to post one every Tuesday. And, if you have questions about this topic that we're going to talk about today, or questions about any topic regarding dog training, or even business questions about the dog training or pet sitting business, happy to help you however I can. I don't proclaim to know it all by any means. I'm continuously learning, but I'll do my best to help you. And you can just post your questions in the comment section, and then I'll do my best to answer those in following videos. All right. So today I thought I'd talk about potty training, because I get a lot of questions about potty training. And this is really whether it's a new puppy, or let's say you're bringing a dog home from a shelter, you've adopted a new dog, and if they've been living in a shelter situation, they may not have had a whole lot of access to going outside, and so they may have just learned to go potty where they are. So when you bring home a new puppy or even an adult dog from a situation like that, number one, you don't want to give them free rein. You want to take your time and teach them, the good behaviors that you want them to have in your house. So there's 3 main components when potty training: exercise, supervise, and crate. Exercise, meaning taking your dog for a walk, and this is whether you have a fenced-in backyard or not. Exercise helps. I always tell clients it helps kind of break things up and move it on out, so that when your dog does go potty, they eliminate more fully. Meaning, when you bring them back in the house, you have more time before they have to go again. A common complaint that I hear from people is, I just took my dog or my puppy outside, I saw them go potty, I bring them in, and 15, 20 minutes later, they're going potty on the floor. And there's a reason for that. It's because they didn't get it all out. When you take your dog for a walk, and I don't mean the kind of walk where they're sniffing here, sniffing there, stopping here, stopping there. I mean, walking, focused kind of a walk. It not just for potty training, a lot of other great benefits from it, leadership and some other things. But in terms of potty training, it really, like I said, it's just like you or I. If we exercise, we have to go to the bathroom afterwards. It kind of loosens things up and moves it on out. So when they go potty, they eliminate more fully. So again, you have more time when you come back in the house before you have to take them out again. Okay? So that's exercise, number 1. Number 2 is supervise. And when I say supervise, I mean eyeballs on the dog. Wherever that dog is, you are watching them. Because we all know, you can take your eyes off of them for a hot second and they go around the corner and have an accident. Okay? So keeping your eyes on the dog at all times when they are not in a crate. Okay? And so that brings me to number 3, which is crate. All right? A crate is a great tool for many things, but definitely for potty training. The reason why a crate works so well is it does a number of things. 1, it restricts movement. Less movement, less potty. More movement, more potty. So when your dog's out walking around in your house and you're not paying attention, they're building up having to go to the bathroom. And if it's a new, a young dog, or a dog that's come from a shelter situation, new puppy, whatever, and they don't really have the skills yet to kind of communicate to you that they've got to go, it's just things happen. So having them in a crate when you can't supervise is awesome. All right. And don't feel bad about it. A lot of times people say, well, I feel bad, or I worked all day and the dog was in a crate. Well, that's fine. Again, this is not forever. It's just for now. It's while you're teaching your dog the appropriate place to go potty is outside. Okay? And so, if you've got to take a shower, or you've got to cook dinner, And even sometimes if you just want to have what I call a mental health break, we all know, raising babies, whether human or canine, is labor intensive. And sometimes we need a mental health break. And so when you have a baby, a human baby, if you're going to take a shower or watch TV or whatever, you're not going to put a human baby down to just crawl around your house without supervising, without paying attention. You're going to put them in a crib or a playpen or a swing thing or a bouncy thing, right? These are tools so that their baby is safe and you can take a break. It's the same with a puppy or a dog that's not potty trained yet. The crate is just, think of it as a playpen, okay? But what it does is, and by the way, it should just be big enough for the dog to stand up and lay down. Any more room than that, and the dog can go potty over there and lay down over here. So, again, don't feel bad. It's not forever. It's just while they're learning, okay? And so it restricts movement. Less movement, less potty. More movement, more potty. So it is a great tool. Now, I'm not suggesting you leave your dog in there all the time. I'm suggesting when you can't supervise, when you're not, interacting with your dog or puppy, and you've got to do something where you can't pay attention, crate them up, okay? And don't feel bad about it. Set them up for success, meaning take them out to have gone potty before you put them in the crate, so that, they're not in there having to go to the bathroom and then forced to go to the bathroom in the crate. But it's perfectly fine. Again, over time, you're going to need it less and less and less and less. So, also, when you take your dog out to potty or puppy, take them on a leash. Don't just open that back door and let them fly out, because as we know with puppies, they're like, woohoo, I'm free. And they get out there and they get distracted and forget why they're out there. Or they spritz a little and then you bring them back in and they finish in your house, right? So taking them on leash gives you access to control. You take them to the place where you want them to go potty. And when they go, of course, you can praise them, and you should. And then subsequently after that, you're going to continue to take them back whenever you take them out to potty, to that potty place. Because number one, the repetition is very helpful. Number two, the scent of them having gone there before helps to trigger in their brain that that's why they're here, and, to go potty, okay? So it's really helpful in the process, and that repetition and structure and all that. Potty pads. I am not a big proponent of potty pads. I do not like them, and the reason is they're very confusing to the dog. It sounds like a great idea initially. Here's a little potty pad. The dog can go potty on that. Sometimes even breeders, I've heard people tell me that breeders have told them, oh, you can just use these and you don't have to take your dog for a walk. That's wrong on so many levels, but I won't even get into that. But here's, what happens when you use potty pads oftentimes. And trust me, I've worked with lots of clients that have had this issue. So the pads are scented in such a way to attract your dog to go potty on them, okay? Which sounds like a great idea. But it's sending messages to your dog or puppy, go potty here. The problem is here is in your house. Okay, so you are telling your dog, go potty in my house. That's not really what you want to tell them. You want them to go potty outside, right? So a lot of times what happens is they start going on, initially they're going on the pads, and over time they're half on and half off the pad, and pretty soon they're going potty in other places all over your house, okay? And this is really problematic, because just like we talked about before, when you take your dog out on a leash to a potty spot, the place where they've gone before, the scent triggers them to go there again. So just like in your house, when they've pottied in your house, and even though you've cleaned it, with, whatever, even Clorox, they can still smell, even if you can't, they can still smell where they've gone before. And it triggers them to go back to those places. So, a lot of you who've experienced this are nodding your head right now, oh my gosh, that's why my dog keeps going back and pottying in the same place over and over and over. So, no potty pads. Start right from the beginning, taking your dog outside on a leash to a place where you want them to go potty. When you're not, interacting and supervising and training and playing with them in the house, and you've got to do things where you're going to be distracted, crate them up, okay, so that they can't go potty in your house. And by the way, they have these little, X pens, play pens. Also sounds like a good idea. I don't want to put my dog in a crate. I'll put him in this little play pen. They've got more room to run around. Problem is, remember, more movement, more potty. Less movement, less potty. They've got too much room to move around in there, and they can go potty over there and lay down over here, and they do. So the crate is really the better thing to use for potty training. Okay, it's different if you're going to be standing right there supervising the dog in the X pen or whatever, but really just better just to crate them. And again, it's not forever, it's just for now. Over time, you're going to need it less and less and less as your dog physically matures and can begin to hold it more. But in the beginning, and then the beginning is 4 months, not just, the first few weeks of owning a puppy. It's 4 months. And I don't mean 4, I mean months of time before your dog really, really, as a puppy, can hold it, okay? And can really hold it reliably. So, no free roaming. That is, your dog's out running around the house and you're not paying attention, okay? You should always have eyeballs on your dog, not just for the potty training, but for many issues. Okay, if your dog is out of sight and doing things that it's not supposed to do, it's learning it can do those things when you're not looking. Okay, so that's about it. Those are the main things. It's not rocket science, as I always say. It's pretty simple. The trick is in the effort, the consistency, the structure, the repetition. Okay, and so exercise, supervise, and crate. And don't feel bad about it. Okay, because the more consistent you are, the sooner your dog will begin to be potty trained. And again, whether it's a brand new puppy or a dog that you're bringing home from a shelter, don't just assume, because it's 5 years old, that it's potty trained. It's coming from who knows what. Or if it's been at the shelter for a few weeks or months, it's just had to go potty where it was. So start right away. With that dog. First things first, if it's a grown dog, take it to a place in your yard and wait for it to go potty. Praise it. Woohoo! Right? Before you ever bring it in your home. Okay? And then repeat that process over the next few weeks and just be really consistent. And you'll just be reinforcing, hopefully, what it had learned earlier on in life when it was with someone else, hopefully. So, anyway, that's about it. If you've got, any questions regarding potty training, or anything else, dog training, pet sitting, business-wise. Again, love to help you, love to help people. It's why I do what I do. And like I said, I'll do my best to answer your questions. We'll do it in video format because I think it's easier than typing all that out. And so just enter your questions in the comment section, and we'll answer them next time. And again, this is episode 1 of Training Tip Tuesday. I'm Terry Hansen, Good Dog Coaching and Pet Care, dog training and pet sitting company, and we love to help people and unleash the happy for their pets. Take care. Bye-bye.